You made it out to level 3? Hey, I'm happy for y'all. Definitely. That's a good thing. Level 3, that's a beautiful thing. At this point, you are a fully qualified professional. Why is that? It's because you've been doing this for years. It's been at least 8 years you've been in this profession. I'm talking about you've been focusing. You've been taking notes. You've been learning. You've been getting mentors. You've been getting all the experience, all of it. And now you at phase 3, pat yourself on the back, dog. Hey, that's a beautiful thing right there. Now, you know, when people get together, because it happens because you are a professional who are, I'm talking about like in your field, right? People get together and they talk about, oh my gosh, hey, this one client I had to do this. Or this one time I went out and I worked over here, then this happened. I remember a good experience that I had over here. Like people, you know, we talk about these things. That's important because you need to do that. You learn a lot from other people's experiences too. Well, now when those are going on, you could be like, oh, wait a minute, I got my own experience. Yeah, I remember I went to a client too, just the other day. Actually, I got to work after this. You know, you starting to be able to start to do that because you getting out there, you getting in there. There you go. Now, the last time you were starting to develop your own thought, your own perspective, right? But now you really have your own thoughts, perspectives, and approaches that are tried and true to you. You know what works, you know what doesn't work. You're not done learning, but you ain't new. I tell you that, you ain't new. So you know something was going on, right? That's a beautiful thing. Keep going with it. I know for me, let's say interpreting, right? Is while I'm interpreting, especially voicing. What I mean by voicing is when a deaf person is signing and I'm putting into English what they're saying, right? So what they're saying, I'm putting into English. A lot of times, especially when a deaf person finger spells something, I'll be voicing and I'm always doing like this. I'm always this. This for me is that feedback loop to the deaf person to say, hey, I'm following you. I understand. Let's keep it going. They go ahead, they finger spell something. I might even give a thumbs up. So I'm talking, I'm voicing, finger spell. I'll give a thumbs up and keep it going like this. So that's one thing that I've just developed over time with me going time and time again, me voicing for different people and them stopping in the middle way because they're trying to check if I caught it. And that's my way of reassuring the client that, hey, I understand what's going on. We can keep it moving. That's something that I've learned from experience. Another thing I do, not related to interpreting, let's just talk about just business in general. I try, T-R-Y, okay? I try to do it every time. I mean, I ain't perfect, but I try to, every time I have a meeting, send a follow-up email. Every time I send a follow-up email about what we discussed, explain our deliverables, explain the different things that we talked about in the meeting. You know, I do a short, it don't gotta be too long, but I will just mention the different topics that was talked about in the meeting as a follow-up. And that has yielded, I'm talking about supreme results. OC, sweet. Like it was nice results, right? Why is that? Because I have something that I found work for me, and that works for me. In this phase 3, you're likely not the leader, but you're definitely coming up. You're definitely adjacent to it. Like maybe you aren't the manager of a place. Maybe you aren't the manager yet, but you should be a shift lead. You should be a point of contact. You need to be a group leader, a project leader. You need to be something because you got skin in the game. Don't keep sitting in the back, you know, waiting for somebody to give you a turn. No, you get out there and you go get that opportunity. That's how you continue to grow through phase 3, 4, and 5. Now listen, you'll notice in this phase, it's not all about you anymore. Because now you are a fully qualified professional. You're working, you're doing your things. We all are continuously learning, especially any profession. You know, we're continuously learning, continuously getting better, continuously trying to make our processes more efficient. So it's not all about you, though, because this phase really is about how you impact other people. That's where this really counts. You're going to learn so much more by impacting other people. You'll learn so much more about yourself, about them, about the profession, and about new avenues that you have to discover because you are now impacting other people. All right. People are recognizing you as a professional. When you're amongst your peers, let's say interpreting, you're no longer the student. You're no longer that interpreter that we brought on the team because we want to give you a shot. You should be comparable to your peers. Now, sometimes you just can't avoid it. Sometimes, hey, you got some high-speed people. Sometimes you get on a team with a whole bunch of level of phase 5 people. Sometimes it just happens like that, right? It's every dog has its day. And maybe this time, all the dogs got their day except you. It's all right. It be like that sometimes. My motto is don't let that discourage you because we're continuously learning. You aren't the best. Even if you were phase 5, you still aren't the best for every situation. So don't worry about that. But my motto, I would say, shoot, if I'm on a team and I'm the weakest link, that must mean we got a strong team. And that's what keeps me cool with being the weakest link on a team. If I'm the weakest link, then we got a strong team because I know the stuff that I come with. I know the energy and the time and the attention, the blood, the sweat, the tears. I know everything I put into this profession to become the best interpreter I could be. So if it just so happens that I am the weakest link, I mean, shoot, we got a stellar team. And that's how I feel. That's on that. But now, as you are starting to get into this phase, now you're starting to notice, okay, it's time for me to mentor less experienced people. When you're mentoring them, that's where the growth is going to get from. People are going to start coming to you for feedback, for help, for guidance and mentorship and advice is going to happen because you are emerging yourself as a prominent figure in your field, whatever field that would be. At this point, you're able to handle more complex tasks or assignments or situations. You're able to handle that. Maybe people aren't coming to you specifically. Maybe people aren't coming to visit you, to watch you, to learn from you, but they're definitely asking you because you're there. They definitely see you as that figure of authority because you're there. And this is because of the work you've been putting in for the past 8 years. You will definitely start to notice how you are in a more of an informal leadership role. You aren't designated the leader, but you have the qualities of it. So sometimes it just naturally happens where you become the lead in a situation. It just happens like that because I mean, you can't fake the funk. If you've been in this for 8 years, I mean, you better be leading something. You better be leading something at this point. How can you impact other people so that they can continue to grow? They can groom you also because you're learning from them. You're learning through them, their mistakes. The best way of learning something is by teaching it. That's how I feel. The best way of learning something is teaching it. If you can show a person how to cut hair, if you can show a person how to file their taxes, show somebody how to audit and balance their budget books and do all that stuff. If you can show a person how to work out so they can become a trainer, like if you can do this stuff and teach other people how to do it, that's how you learn so much more about it. And that's where your personal growth will come in. But it's all because of how you're impacting other people. Again, all of this from level 3 and up is all about other people. Because now, generally, you've probably already have your own approach. You have your own niche, your own strategies. You've been doing it for 8 years. You have to be challenged with something that you've never seen, never thought of, never incurred because you never did. And now you're getting that, gleaming the information from others and how they are going through their own journey. Continue to strengthen your network. You'll be doing that now with mentees, but also continue to make sure you're still doing the basics that we've been doing for the past 8 years in the prior 2 phases. Continue doing that. Now, there is something to avoid. There's something to avoid and all that. Remember, 2-step back taxes aren't far removed, all right? There's something to avoid in this phase. Yes, but you need to avoid thinking that your way is the best way, because no one's probably going to do it like you.
No, you can't do it like me, though. So don't do it like me, folk. I seen you try to do it like me. Man, that damn was ugly.
You can have some people that might try to emulate it, but they're not going to do it like you. And the biggest thing that I've noticed that people that I would consider in their level 3 is the way they give their feedback is piss poor, because they think you have to do it this way. That's not true at all. You have to learn how to give feedback and figure out this person's skill set. How can I ameliorate their skill set, not replacing it with mine? I want to maximize on theirs, what they have. That is your responsibility, to figure out how can I best use the skills that are presented in front of me. And that's what we need to avoid, is thinking that it's our way or the highway, or we have to go through the ranks that I went through. The best thing about mentoring is you have an opportunity to make a process so much more efficient than what you went through. You went through a lot of angst, pains, trials, tribulations, ups, downs, lefts, and rights. You've done it all. So now you've learned the things that work, that don't work, the things you should have did more of, the things you should have did less of, the things you was focused on at the wrong time. You know all of that. Don't give them the carbon copy of what you went through. No, make it more efficient. Make it make sense. Make it more tailored to them. That's how you truly become an impactful and effective leader in this phase 3. So now I've explained the phase 3. Now it's time for you to go ahead. You got 4 years in this. Just remember, as a mentor, as a lead, as a qualified professional, you need to make sure you are lifting up, not gatekeeping nor tearing down. We are not crab theories over here. We eating crabs, because I'm talking about we gonna be good. We good around here in this phase 3. I see y'all in phase 4 for a little bit more. Hoo-ah.